Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. We here. Yeah. You are now in tune with the most wise flea of Valley. This is Black Renaissance Podcast. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't know it was gonna come right in like that. Hold on, you know, I ain't know it come right in like that. Leg out. You are now in tune with the most wise flea of Bell. We are here talking about Clark Kent, talking this BS crap. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? These people, man, I tell you, man, it's the rewriting the history, y'all. That's what it really is. I ain't gonna lie, like that's what I've come to believe, man. It's this rewriting of a foundational black American history, man. Like, hold on. Why is YouTube acting up right now? Hold on, I may have to spin the block. Hold on, we might have to do this over. Oh yeah, we gonna have to do this over. Hold on. But yeah, so we got some footage of Clark Kent talking crazy. He is out here talking vicious. Oh, I thought YouTube was acting up. I thought they was acting up. But listen, man. Listen. Yeah, there we go. Let's get it. You see, the problem is, man, like, the real problem is, man, these niggas got used to lying. That's what it really is. These rappers, these artists, they got used to lying. And now they don't know how to stop. You feel me? They don't understand it's a new day, it's a new age. And you can't get this shit off no more. All that shit you used to be able to get off, you can't get it off no more, man. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to show the T, you know, in honor of 9/11, so you're recording. And mind you, I told myself, I'm like, I'm gonna stop wasting all this time in the beginning and stuff, because, you know, people kind of fall out. But let's get it though, man. Let's get into it, man, for real. So we have your guy Clark Kent talking about hip hop. Let's see what he got to say.
So now you're mixing these records that didn't exist with you actually doing. What was that era? It was an era of discovery and an era of, oh shit, look what happened. That's basically, to me, that's what it was. It was like, oh shit, and then all of of a sudden, one day you hear a tape in Hollywood saying some shit on it, and you're like, oh, what is he doing? And then Coke LaRock and guys like that are like saying some shit. Like Coke LaRock might have been the first person I heard say hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes the name of this culture this thing that happened. Like I stress to people all the time, like hip hop is not music. Rap is the music that lives within the culture of hip hop. Breakdancing is the dance that lives within the culture of hip hop. The way graffiti lives within the culture of hip hop. And it was actually before hip hop, but the way it went crazy was within the culture. It was our art.
We just went viral because nigga is not here about the birth of hip hop and the influence of Caribbean people and how they're really the driving catalyst of it.
Like, I stressed it.
Like, look how I even positioned the question, like how Caribbean people and we're the driving force. You know what I'm saying? Then he kind of lead him on a little bit. Am I tripping? Or did he lead him in a little shum? Let me know. Am I tripping? But you know, I want to show y'all before we even did that one. I want to show y'all who Coke LaRock is. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't want no misconceptions. I don't want no misnomers. You understand? Foundational Black American right here. You heard? You heard? See, but they get it twisted because they look at pictures like this. You feel me? They see pictures like this, and since it's black and white, they think that niggas was white. You feel me? You feel me? And that's why they trying to push this new shit. They even started saying white people kind of created hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I might have to turn this into a series for real. Just a series of like all the co-conspirators and the defamation of hip hop's character. You heard me? All the co-conspirators in the defamation of hip hop character. Because they trying to defame our character. They trying to defame our culture. You feel me? Like, shout out to Ray J, man. He got me on my defame bag. Like, nigga, y'all defaming the culture, attaching us to tethers and all these other weirdos and shit, man. You know what I'm talking about? Look at all these tethers real quick. Come on, look at this. Look at this. Like now that I'm like so FBA like heavy, I could really kind of tell like the phenotypes of tethers and shit. Like, you feel me? It's just something off about it. Like the eyes look like they've been bucking a long time. Like the eyes look lazy from bucking, and you know what I'm saying? From bucking so much. Like pause. I love when Tariq say that shit. Pause. Like, yo, the eyes get the bucking. Them eyes get the bucking. You see how they eyes is low. That ain't weed. It's from eyes getting the bucking.
Like hip hop is not music. Rap is the music that lives within the culture of hip hop. Breakdancing is the dance that lives within the culture of hip hop. The way graffiti lives within the culture of hip hop. And it was actually before hip hop, but the way it went crazy was within the culture. It was our art.
We just went viral because nigga is not here about the birth of hip hop and the influence of Caribbean people and how they're really the driving catalyst of the birth of hip hop, and a lot of people felt offended by it.
Why?
We don't know.
We don't know. It's online.
Yeah, because you know, everybody's like, Caribbean people didn't start hip hop. They have nothing to do with it. It's all black Americans.
Let's just say Cool Herc is the beginning of hip hop. He's
I want to go there.
He's Jamaican. Grandmaster Flash is Asian.
But people are
Panamanian.
People are saying Cool Herc is not Jamaican, just so they can have the claim.
Cool Herc is Jamaican.
Oh, I agree. Okay, boom. So that's yeah. That's now you go. Let's go.
That's Clark Kent who said that. I want to ask a beginning question.
we know where the name came from. Why did you choose Clark Kent?
Nah, don't try to switch it. Don't try to switch it.
That's what it was.
Don't try to switch it.
Oh shit! And then all of a sudden, one day you hear a tape in Hollywood saying some shit on it, and you're like, "What is he doing?" And then
please like the video also.
And guys like that are like saying some shit. Like Coke LaRock might have been the first person I heard say hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then I got
shout out to y'all. Y'all already on it.
Heard you. This culture, this thing that happened. Like I stress to people all the time. Like hip hop is not music. Rap is the music that lives within the culture of hip hop. Breakdancing is the dance that lives within the culture of hip hop. The way graffiti lives within the culture of hip hop, and it was actually before hip hop. But the way it went crazy was within the culture. It was our art.
We just went viral.
Shout out to Cornbread.
Niggas not here about the birth of hip hop and the influence of Caribbean people and how they're really the driving.
See, and first of all, I don't even like how he said for some nigga that's not even here, like, you know, for some brother that's not, like, you gotta see, like, let me you see, we gotta really understand the nuances of that term, and we gonna have, let me talk to y'all real quick. We gotta understand the nuances of that term, nigga. And it don't have to be the ER version, nothing like that no more. You know, there's a new way in which these pseudo hood dudes use the term nigga or piece of shit. They use it in this almost white supremacist way. You understand me? They use it in a way in which the inferior, esoteric, I'm not going to say inferior, I'm going to say esoterically inferior, because they could be mentally intelligent, but if they're spiritually inferior, if they're spiritually lacking, if they don't understand the symbolism, if they not subscribe to Black Renaissance podcast, they not subscribe to our good brother Tariq Nasheed, you feel me? If they not really tapped in, let me tell you, these things will go over your head. We live in a very nuanced age. You feel me? Like, you gotta let these people know the truth out here, man. But they not reading. You know? But anyway, you gotta watch how people say that term nigga now. Your own homeboy might be saying it in a white supremacist type of way. How he kind of said it, some nigga that wasn't even here. What you mean, dude? Yeah, some brother that wasn't here, he said some things that, you know, sparked incident. But let's be real, it wasn't what he said. Our good brother Tariq Nasheed made that conversation go crazy. But a lot of times, like you know, I always say Tariq Nasheed is the taboo subject of the entertainment industry. You see how like nobody can mention Farrakhan, Barack Obama, like, but everybody know who Farrakhan is. They just can't mention him. They just can't say the name. Tariq Nasheed is just like that. So everyone will get their talking point from him. Everyone will know his conversation. Right, yesterday Ray J was on live speaking about Kris Jenner. He started speaking about this, my reparations, speaking about his lawsuit, and it's like, reparations, you know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, it's a good way to throw it in the lexicon, and I love it. I love where the movement is going. I love where everything's going. Shout out to the FBA movement, you know what I'm saying? If FBA throw a fist up in the chat right now, you heard, let it be known. But at the same notion, y'all gotta let people know where it's coming from. Y'all gotta let them know the source. Go to the, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go to the cow. So you gotta go get the milk from the cow. I don't know. I try to make it. Let's just go back to the video. Fucking man. Fucking hot. Let's go get source from the cow. What the fuck, nigga? Shut the fuck up. That was stupid.
Catalyst of the birth of hip hop, and a lot of people felt offended by it.
Why?
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you know, everybody's like, Caribbean people didn't start hip hop. They have nothing to do with it. It's all black Americans.
Let's just say Cool Herc and guys like that.
It was all black Americans.
Like Coke LaRock might have been the first person I heard say hip hop.
Coke LaRock, a foundational black American.
And then it becomes the name of this culture this thing that happened. Like I stress to people all the time, like hip hop is not music. Rap is the music that lives within the culture of hip hop. Breakdancing is the dance that lives within the culture of hip hop. The way graffiti lives within the culture of hip hop.
That nigga throwing a GDK.
But the way it reached went crazy was within the culture. It was our art.
We just went viral because niggas not here about the birth of hip hop and the influence of Caribbean people and how they're really the driving catalyst of the birth of hip hop, and a lot of people felt offended by it.
Why?
He is Jamaican. Look at his hat. He got them Jamaican colors hats type shit with the Jamaican color. Yeah, Jamaicans do weird stuff like that. But you see how he gaslit the question? You see how he kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what detectives do when they want to get a confession or walk someone into a confession, right? You know, you could watch Making a Murderer on Netflix, which is a great series about detectives, you know, leading this kid in and having him answer the questions the way that they would like, and he ended up getting himself convicted. You know, which is why words is very important. You know, I look at, you know, YouTube and the intellectual space as a whole as a war of words. Your sword is your tongue. Your shield is your mind. You understand? Your sword is your tongue. You chop things down with your sword and you protect yourself with your mind. That's your shield. You see, we are still like the Romans and the Egyptians and stuff like that in the spiritual sense. That's why they call it three-dimensional chess. Because you're fighting in three different ways simultaneously. You're fighting physically, you're fighting spiritually, and me personally, I would like to say you're fighting economically. You understand? Because money is a life force of its own. It's an entity to itself that has been here since the beginning of time. It was inserted into the Bible. You understand? So he's trying to gaslight this brother to have him answer it, and well, it's not even really a brother because it's a tether. You know, DJ Clark Kent's a tether. They're about to have their little tether reunion. But it's like, dude, like, why can't y'all just take part in our culture? Why do y'all have to create our culture? Why do y'all have to run out? Like, why do y'all always have to enter our neighborhoods, right? And run the corner store and run the supermarket and run, you know, the bingo, whatever the situation may be. Why I can't just participate like the rest of us? I know this sound like some real low-hanging fruit kind of inferior thought type of thing, but seriously, why does it always have to be a higher position than the black man when Caribbeans come over here to America and stuff like that, right? That's what they aim to strive to be, right? Like the track team and stuff like that. And I understand you want to have pride in your country, I get it, but have pride in your skin as well, right? Don't do these things and then be putting on cake soap. You feel me? Don't do these things and then shut down parties for 12 days for the Queen of England, some white lady that don't even know y'all exist probably. Like, what are we talking about here? Did she ever even visit the island of Jamaica? Like, come on. Shout out to Andre, man. FBA fists up in the air, you heard?
We don't know. It's on live.
Fucking idea.
Yeah, because you know.
Ask you a question. Guys, we're doing. What was that era like?
It was a era of discovery and an era of, oh shit, look what happened. That's basically, to me, that's what it was. It was like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden one day you hear a tape in Hollywood saying some shit on it, and you're like, what is he doing? And then Coke LaRock and guys like that are like saying some shit. Like Coke LaRock might have been the first person I heard say hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes the name of this culture, this thing that happened. Like I stress to people all the time, like hip hop is not music. Rap is the music that lives within the culture of hip hop. Breakdancing is the dance that lives within the culture of hip hop. The way graffiti
and the Queen did visit Jamaica. She went there once every 10 years for like the last like 80 years, something like that.
Within the culture, it was our art.
We just went viral because nigga is not here about the.
They're about to go viral again, nigga.
The influence of Caribbean people and how they're really the driving catalyst of the birth of hip hop, and a lot of people felt offended by it.
Why?
We don't know.
We don't know. It's on live. Yeah, because you know, everybody's like, Caribbean people didn't start hip hop. They have nothing to do with it. It's all Black Americans.
Let's just say Kool Herc is the beginning of hip hop. He's
I want to go there.
He's Jamaican. Grandmaster Flash is Asian.
But people are saying Kool Herc is not Jamaican, just so they can have to claim
Kool
him.
Herc is Jamaican.
Oh, I agree. He's born
Okay,
in
boom.
Kingston.
So that's settled.
Yeah.
That's settled. Now you go.
Let's go. That's Carcass said that. I want to ask a big.
No, and let me help you understand something. That's what you call a edit. There was more to that conversation. They edited a lot of it out and just cut into something else because maybe it got a little bit too sensitive, and they know like we on their ass. You feel me? We know they on their ass. We know them FBAs. They know like them FBAs. Yeah. You know, we standing behind our lineage. We coming together. And they know what's up, so they cut a lot of it out. But let's get back to what they let's get back to what they allowed to air. As podcasters, you know, generate more income and stuff like that. This is gonna become more and more Hollywood. So of course, people are going to kind of manufacture it a certain type of way because you know they don't want to be, you know, FBA is very powerful. Don't let these people lie to you, man. FBA may be one of the most powerful lineages in America right now. You understand? Because we actually have a form of structure. We have some of the best and brightest minds. We have some of the most raw and aggressive talent. And when I say raw and aggressive talent, you know, I just mean like, you know, people that's mighty talented, but they're also like raw. They're real. They're honest. And then they're aggressive enough to passionately chase what they believe in, passionately push their ideology. But then they're intellectual enough to know that there's rules and regulations, there's boundaries that you don't cross. We've seen too much of our black leaders fall to make the same mistakes. Right now, we got to do this for our kids, because what I realized, and not to digress, but what I realized is jail and death have been the most detrimental things to our children's confidence. I repeat, jail and death has been the most detrimental things to the black youth's confidence. Our kids lack confidence. And when they lack confidence, they cannot project pro-blackness. They cannot project black is beautiful, black is love, black is powerful. They have to kind of kowtow to the culture. They have to kind of blend in, and this is why a lot of times you see, these kids are so passionate about defending all these other races as opposed to their own black race, because they lack the confidence. Now, what does black men going to jail and dying have to do with children's confidence? Well, when there is no honest, stand-up black men in the community, not just in your neighborhood, just in the community in general, there is no one to protect those confident children, because confidence comes with a bit of arrogance, and arrogance often incites danger. We're just speaking honest. And when you incite that danger, if there is not stand up black men who's going to defend your young position, then guess what? You lose, because you're not even in the age bracket. You don't have enough experience to really kind of make your point felt. You need someone else who kind of interject and take your point to the next level. We do not have that in the black community, and even though we do, it's only few and far in between, to the point where these kids do not know how to access those people. But now that kids are seeing us defend ourselves, seeing us stand up for ourselves, you are watching more and more kids be pro-black, be more confident, actually excel in their blackness. They're proud to say, I am a black American. Just 10 years ago, there were so much black Americans claiming different nationalities. I remember when it was a thing to be the exotic, BITCH, to be exotic, to be mixed. I know a lot of black females who call themselves Dominican, because it could kind of pass. But now they back to black American. No, you heard? we threw that sauce on it, and now they switching back. You feel me? Now you got Latinos and all that. Pulling back up and all that, trying to say they Afro Latinos and all that. And listen, let me be clear, man. I rocks with the Latinos heavy, because at the end of the day, it's a lot of Latinos that rock with us. It's a lot. It's a lot of good Latinos out there. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna play a clip from a good one, but let's get back into this.
Getting question. We know where the name came from. Why did you choose Clark Kent?
I didn't choose it. It was given to me because I used to wear glasses, and they made fun of me on my block.
No, they made fun of you because you was a tether.
Named you Clark Kent?
They didn't name me. They made fun of me, but I just knew that I kept the name and was like, you're gonna pay. One day you're gonna pay for it. They paid. They paid.
You see? And that's exactly what our good master teacher Tariq Nasheed speaks about. These tethers having all this backed up resentment from being teased as kids for being an immigrant in the neighborhood. But it's not because of their immigrant status. It's because you wore glasses, because you couldn't dress, or whatever the case may be. If you actually look at a lot of DJ Clark Kent's old interviews, maybe not kind of humbled down a little bit, but he was always so super over the top arrogant, or whatever the case may be. And that's often a thing that you find with a lot of Caribbeans. A lot of Caribbeans is often over the top arrogant, right? Mad loud and extra and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the Jamaican culture, and shout out to them, because I'm not trying to disparage them or degrade them in any way. We're just having an honest conversation. As y'all like to have honest conversations with black people and say that some of our females are ghetto and go to strip clubs and twerk. You understand? We don't say that child that child. All right, you know what? Anyway, that's why tethers get teased, because of the clothes that they wear and stuff like that. But they hold that resentment towards us. But now, I want to get to this part where Clark Kent kind of speaks about protecting things and stuff, right? And it's like, you know, everybody wants to protect what they want to protect, but it's a problem when we protect our culture. You know.
Accomplished in my life is because of the way I care about music. The reason I play well is because I give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? The money, yo, it's not hard to make money. It's hard to keep money. You know what I'm saying? You can get money, but like, when you played it, was it for the money or was it because you cared about the music? Like I give so much of a fuck about music that, yeah, I might forget the money.
Love fuels creativity a lot more than money.
Yeah, money means you're trying to maintain what happens, man. Like, or you call lightning in a bottle and now you're trying to catch it again. So that's where you're chasing the money.
Right.
I've never chased money, like ever. Because money is not happiness.
Well, as you went on, a lot of money. He's made a lot of money now. A lot of money. You know, this industry, the hip hop, everything.
He said, I've done okay. You've done really well for yourself. You're not one of them kids,
Who judges what's well for yourself?
A man who's never worked a regular job. Us niggas from the hood.
No, you know what? You can't really. Yeah, because
there it is.
I put it in the line before. Why brag about millions when there's people with billions? Like, it don't make no sense.
There's people with
So
trillions.
it's about
Address
something else.
some of that and
So them dudes who's in the billions, what are they really talking about? There's dudes with trillions.
Right.
We've
So
had
what's the
this,
point?
we've had that discussion.
Still did well for
We've
yourself.
talked. But wait, you know what's funny? Let's say you still do well for yourself. What is that compared to? Is that compared to Bill Gates? I didn't.
No, I'm not. I wouldn't compare it. It doesn't have to be compared to someone.
address some of that and where that some of that's coming from. But let's go ahead and roll that.
Good question, and I'd love to answer it. I'm not talking about black racism toward Hispanic people, because black people are not siding with the side of the oppressor. The Hispanic and Latino people that I'm talking about in this video are siding with the white oppressors. They saw somebody like Donald Trump come up in the ranks and do nothing but blast their entire race. And saw that, and saw the proximity to acceptance and whiteness in America.
All I give a fuck about is that I woke up. Oh shit! Oh, what we gonna do today?
Sorry if I heard that also in the background. My fault. I forgot that it does that. I'm sorry about that.
14 friends before they turned 21. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? When I turned 21, I stayed in the house all day. I was like, something's gonna kill me. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning and I was like, oh shit, I'm 21. For real, I'm still here. Yo, I swear to God, from that day on.
My fault. I jumped ahead too far.
But you have to understand, like, I'm not a hip hop DJ. I'm a DJ.
Over 40.
No, I'm a DJ. I don't hope you can't put a name on it. I'm a DJ. I play everything. And I play it well. And it's because I love the music. Like, I love EDM. I love house. I love rock and roll. I love hip hop. I mean rap. I love R&B. I love soul. I love disco. I love club. I love reggae. I love every kind of music. Like, I literally.
You see how they tried to force that in there. You see what I'm talking about with the projecting and the gaslighting. Like, yo, reggae. You gotta like reggae. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like, oh Jesus Christ! A lot of people in here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Word. Put a fist up in the air for FBA and all that. Heard ya. Y'all in here heavy. FBA is in here heavy today. Shout out to y'all. Word. Shout out to everybody watching. But yeah, man. You know, this whole this whole trying to force themselves upon black people it's really disturbing, you know, to say the least. It's so disturbing. You gotta like reggae. Like, but let's play this last clip real quick of what he said and all that for the people that just came in, and then I'm gonna get into, you know, why we actually reach some of the Latino kids, you know, even though there are you know, a lot of white supremacists, Latinos and stuff like that, and tethers or whatever the case may be, what we are doing has results. And I want to kind of show y'all these results, because sometimes I feel like some people that's in the struggle with us feel like it's a rewardless job. And you actually get a lot of rewards and a lot of benefits, but oftentimes, you know, we want our benefits and our rewards in a monetary way, not in the spiritual, not in the blessing, not in the thank you, not in just you know, I respect what you do, not even in just like attention or something. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, we always want monetary thanks or results or monetary gratitude. But there's so many other tangible ways that you could receive, you know, your rewards.
The birth of hip hop and the influence.
Way later.
Yeah, like way later. We talking like late 80s, early 90s. Grandmaster Vic had a great run though. Yeah.
So now you're mixing these records.
And if I go back a little bit more, he actually speaks about a couple of foundational Black American
There's
DJs.
only so many record companies.
You feel me? Like, and this be the weird thing. It's like, yo, why do y'all want to insert yourself so much? Like, why is it that important?
I practically worked at almost all of them.
Before the record company, you're 11, playing the part. It's on.
Yeah, from that point it's on.
Now hip hop is just starting to develop.
Yeah, for sure.
How did you get into that circle? Like, what was the pathway that led you there?
It really wasn't like a how did I get in. It just was the style that you played became different because of hip hop. So the reasons that you play certain records became different, because I would literally have to say I come from P. DJ Jones and Grandmaster Flowers. Why? Because when I started playing, it wasn't about cutting up records. It was about, can you mix records?
He said Grandmaster Flowers. I want to show y'all these people because I want y'all to understand what we saying. You feel me? Like, I really want y'all to know what this is, man. I really want y'all to understand what this is, man. I really want y'all to understand what this is, man. This is a robbery going on right now, man. They trying to rob us of our culture, man. They trying to rob us of our baby. We can't stand for that, y'all. We can't stand for that. This is Grandmaster Flowers right here, man. Brooklyn in 1975. You see, when Tariq Nasheed talks about the lost years of hip hop from 1972, 1970, what he said, I think 1972 to 1973 to 1979 is the lost years of hip hop that I believe Tariq Nasheed is making a documentary upon. But this right here is Brooklyn 1975. This is in the middle of it. This in the middle of it. Like, what we talking about here, man? Brooklyn 19 shit. Could we translate this? Could we get a translation? There we go. There we go. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Brooklyn 1975, the origins of hip-hop, mobile DJs, block party, sound system, funk, how the Bronx monopolized the history of a movement. Where else y'all gonna get this but Black Renaissance Podcast, man? Where else y'all gonna get this, man? Come on, man. And if y'all got any questions, man, type them in the chat. gotta do this shit all slow and all that, man. I got a whole bunch of wires on top of my freaking. Man. You know, sometimes when you just want to do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm like, I don't want to even waste time. I want to get this out there. But I end up kind of doing a little bit janky, but it is what it is. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's get into it. Brooklyn, 1975. I open with half provocative quote from Netflix to get down terrible. He looks up, whatever. All right, listen, I'm getting to certain parts. Active as a DJ from 1975 to 1980, Chips lived through the golden age of disco music, and like so many in the world, history, active B-boy with legendary names of the culture, Cool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, African, been bought Too Bad, Chips, New York. That in New York, the first DJ to claim the title of Grandmaster was born and raised in Brooklyn. Grandmaster Flowers, to be exact. One who had then made the big mistake of dying of an overdose in the early 90s before the internet, before someone could track him down and put his story on paper. I guess we found who we looking for, guys. Grandmaster Flowers. Uh-oh. That dude is not even the real Clark Kent. The real Clark Kent is on K-Slate's podcast. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look into that right there. I'm gonna have to look into that, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I am not gonna hold you. Let me see. See, y'all be dropping them bombs on me. I ain't even gonna lie. Y'all be dropping them Hiroshima bombs. Y'all gonna have me on here doing a research project with y'all. Shit, I be digging into the. Oh yeah, you right. They saying, what's the science? It might be, I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, listen, yeah. The original DJ Clark Kent. Oh shit, so there is a whole nother DJ Clark Kent. Shout out to Sheriff Bill for dropping that in the chat. So now Clark Kent is not even the real Clark Kent. This nigga, yo, what the fuck? Oh my god. Yo, I'm telling y'all, yo, Mercury is retrograding. My fucking chair broke again. God damn it. But it's still Gucci though. Mercury, yo. Anybody been on my chats all weekend and stuff? Y'all know I keep saying like, yo, Mercury been retrograding. Yo, Mercury retrograde been kicking my black behind. I ain't gonna lie to you. That joint, bro. Oh my gosh, yo. That joint don't play. And if y'all don't know what Mercury retrograde is, it's when the planets is not in a correct alignment, so they believe that it's like it messes up like a lot of communication. A lot of people get angry. It's like a full moon, so just like a lot of just know a lot of energies in the air right now. So a lot of crazy stuff might happen. So stay all 50. So now look, so DJ Clark Kent's not the real Clark Kent. So hold on. Let me pull up the screen real quick. Hold on. So DJ Clark Kent is not the real Clark Kent, right? Like the little, there we go. DJ Clark Kent's not the real Clark Kent, right? And now we have, because you gotta keep in mind, right? Some of these people trying to use this argument that Grandmaster Flash is actually Bayesian or something, and it's gonna play in the clip or whatever. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's get back to the clip a little bit so that we know exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know exactly what's going on. And Jesus motherfucking Christ, man. Y'all got me out here lacking and all that, man. Oh, man, y'all got me out here lacking. So, boom. That's Grandmaster Flowers. He died in the 90s, before the internet, before someone could track him down and put a story on paper. Today everyone talks about Flowers, but there aren't any interviews around. So basically his legend got lost to time, and I hope that our good brother Tariq Nasheed go in and get that good old story. But with that right there, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna research that more and get back into that. But let's get back to this right here.
And then what are you mixing? You're mixing club and soul and disco. And, you know what I'm saying? You're mixing records like that. But then when the emergence of hip hop happens, you're cutting up records that didn't exist in our world. So like we're playing bongo rock and Apache and shit like that just doesn't exist in the disco DJ world. You know? No. Flowers the first Grandmaster. Flowers is the first Grandmaster. Was that clear? That was clear enough?
Absolutely.
That sounds like some historic shit right there. Flowers was the first.
No, the first Grandmaster. You have to understand, like Grandmaster Flash is in the culture of hip hop. Grandmaster Flowers is before the culture of hip hop.
When did Grandmaster Vic come in?
He's way later.
Way later.
Yeah, like way later. We talking like late 80s, early 90s. Grandmaster Vic had a great run. Yeah.
So now you're mixing these records. It didn't exist what you guys were doing. What was that era like?
It was an era of discovery and an era of, oh shit, look what happened. That's basically, to me, that's what it was. It was like, oh shit, and then all of a sudden one day you hear a tape in Hollywood saying some shit on it, and you're like, what is he doing? And then Coke Rock and guys like that are like saying some shit. Like Coke Rock might have been the first person I heard say hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes the
Foundational Black American.
This culture, this thing that happened. Like I stress to people all the time. Like
at least he gave Flowers his thing.
Yeah, rap is the music.
Gave
that
Flowers
lives
his
within
flowers.
The culture of hip hop.
Like the wordplay.
The dance that lives within the culture of hip hop. The way graffiti lives within the culture of hip hop, and it was actually before hip hop. But the way it went crazy was within the culture. It was our art.
We just went viral because Bigger is not here about the birth of hip hop and the influence of Caribbean people and how they're really.
And can somebody send me a super chat for like $1? See if my like super chats is like really working and stuff. I ain't even gonna lie, 'cause I don't even know. Like I think I turned it on, but I don't know.
The first Grandmaster. Flowers is the first Grandmaster.
Oh, I like that coach snap back.
Absolutely.
All right, but why you can't be clear on Flowers being a foundational Black American who gave a tether his name? Sorry for screaming.
Flowers was the first.
Yeah. See the parts that they so conveniently leave out. You see what I mean? Tell you, man.
You have to understand, like, Grandmaster Flash is in the culture.
Tethers love lying by omission. I repeat, tethers love lying by omission. And white supremacists too. What's lying by omission? They leave out select parts and say select parts so that technically, unless you literally know what's going on, unless you literally do the research and literally do the history and stuff like that and have your proof in order, you would not know. And even if you try to call them out on it, they lied by omission. So technically the truth is hidden in that passage. It's just certain missing parts, it's certain missing words. You know what I'm saying? And you know what those missing words usually are? That whatever they saying, the source of it is Black Americans. It's Black people. You understand?
Grandmaster Flowers is before
foundational Black American people, to be particular.
Where's Grandmaster Vic come in?
He's way later.
Way later.
Yeah, like way later.
Shout out to the pastor giving his service right across the freaking window from my service.
Yeah.
So now you're mixing these records. It didn't exist what you guys were doing. What was that era like?
It was an era of discovery and an era of, oh shit, look what happened. That's basically, to me, That's what it was. It was like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, one day you hear a tape in Hollywood saying some shit on it, and you're like, what is he doing? And then Coke Rock and guys like that are like saying some shit. Like Coke Rock might have been the first person I heard say hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then it becomes the name of this culture, this thing that happened. Like I stress to people all the time, like hip hop is not music. Rap is the music that lives within the culture of hip hop. Breakdancing is the dance that lives within the culture of hip hop. The way graffiti lives within the culture of hip hop, and it was actually before hip hop. But the way it went crazy was within the culture. It was our art.
We just went viral because Bigger is not here, about the birth of hip hop and the influence of Caribbean people and how they're really the driving catalyst of the birth of hip hop, and a lot of people felt offended by it.
Why?
We don't know.
We don't know. It's online.
Yeah,
because everybody's like, Caribbean people didn't start hip hop. They have nothing to do with it. It's all Black Americans.
Let's just say Kool Herc is the beginning of hip hop.
I want to go there.
He's
And he's not.
Grandmaster Flash is Bayesian.
But people are saying Kool Herc is not Jamaican, just so they can have the claim.
Kool Herc is Jamaican.
Oh, I
Now,
agree. Okay, boom. So,
you see how he just said that? Oh, they saying he's not Jamaican. No, they're saying that he did not create hip hop. Be clear. Be clear.
Kool Herc is Jamaican.
oh, I agree. Okay, boom. So, that's.
And then they cut out some footage or whatever.
Of hip hop. Breakdancing is the dance that lives within the culture of hip hop. The way graffiti lives within the culture of hip hop, and it was actually before hip hop. But the way it went crazy was within the culture. It was our art.
We just went viral because Bigger is not here, about the.
Damn, y'all done kept me way longer than I meant to even be on. I mean, listen, maybe we're gonna end this in like 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Birth of hip hop, and a lot of people felt offended by it.
Why?
We don't know.
We don't know. It's online. Yeah, because everybody's like, Caribbean people didn't start hip hop. They have nothing to do with it. It's all Black Americans.
Let's just say Kool Herc is the beginning of hip hop. He's
I want to go there.
He's Jamaican. Grandmaster Flash is Bayesian.
But people are saying Kool Herc is not Jamaican, just so they can have.
Nobody said that.
Oh, I agree. Okay, boom. So, that's it. Yeah.
And Mav Hoff ain't even want to jump into that. But matter of fact, I lied. It's not over because I wanted to show y'all this right here. Right
some of that and where some of that's coming from. But
shout
let's go
out
ahead and roll
to the black congregation.
Good question, and I'd love to answer it. I'm not talking about black racism toward Hispanic people, because black people are not siding with the side of the oppressor. The Hispanic and Latino people that I'm talking about in this video are siding with the white oppressors. Talking about black race.
some of that and where some of that's coming from. But let's go ahead and roll that.
Good question, and I'd love to answer it. I'm not talking about black racism toward Hispanic people, because black people are not siding with the side of the oppressor. The Hispanic and Latino people that I'm talking about in this video are siding with the white oppressors. They saw somebody like Donald Trump come up in the ranks and do nothing but blast their entire race, and saw that and saw the proximity to acceptance and whiteness in America, and were like, yeah, why are they crossing the border illegally? Knowing some of the places that your families and your ancestors come from, and how, because of capitalism, because of colonialism, they've been ravaged and corrupted and as literal murder grounds. You know where some of those people are coming from to seek refuge, to become citizens. And you also know, probably, how hard the immigration process is here, especially if you're not from a white country. The first part about this statement is understanding that racism is systemic in this country. There are quite literally levels to this shit. And if black people have any racial bias toward Hispanic and Latino people, it's more than likely, historically and systematically going backward, coming from the odd acceptance of Latino and Hispanic people into the country, whilst never admitting the wrongdoings to black people in this country, how they have built the country up, and how they have never gotten their just dues for literally the blood off their backs. And as fellow minorities, much in the way that black people might look toward the Asian community or the Middle Eastern community, there might be some spitefulness, because no matter how much black people have put into this country, every other race will get put before them. And white people will use you guys as pawns against the black people to be like, well, they're doing fine. Well, they're doing okay. Look at them. And sorry, no tea, no shade, but a lot of other minorities lift their chins up to that praise from the white people. They start walking a little straighter, holding their head a little higher, and then they start getting uppity toward black people. And all of this while telling your family members to breathe lighter, reinstating white stereotypes of black people. They're violent, they're loud, they steal, they're untrustworthy. Meanwhile, you were allowed to move into their neighborhoods, open stores in their neighborhoods, get jobs that they weren't allowed to get. Does the man exploit you and pay you less for those jobs? Absolutely, and that shit. But most Hispanic and Latino people that have immigrated to this country are chasing that American dream that never really existed for anyone that isn't a straight Christian white person, and you get so tied up in it that you don't realize that you're regurgitating the same racist rhetoric that your white oppressors use against you toward them now. No one has been disrespected like black people in this country. 9 times out of 10 when black people don't like a group, it's because of oppression. That's a lie. There is a fun little beauty in being ethnically and racially ambiguous, and that comes in the form of multiple racial groups thinking that they are in a comfortable zone around you because they think that you are some way relative to them. I have heard white people say the worst I've ever heard behind closed doors because they might have thought I was white. And I have had so many different groups of Hispanic and Latino people in Los Angeles specifically say around me because they thought that they were in close company. I lived in the heart of Hollywood through Trump's run. And let me tell you something. It was literally vomit-inducing, the amount of Hispanic and Latino people that were in front of the CNN building on Sunset, that were in front of the Vine Tower, that were up on Hollywood Boulevard marching for Trump, guarding his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame because people were breaking it. Some weird lapdog happened with a lot of Hispanic and Latino people in Los Angeles when Trump became president.
This is y'all people right here.
What I'm trying to tell you guys is, it's okay. You can say, yeah, these people exist.
You see, because a lot of times, y'all get on here and y'all get in my comments and y'all start talking about, oh, you don't like, why you and yeah, I mean, I'm not. You know what I'm gonna start doing? I'm gonna start playing y'all people tell y'all how y'all act. That's how we gonna do it. Cause we not gonna try to flip this, you know what I'm saying? We not gonna flip these insecurities that y'all have. Y'all not gonna try to project those onto me and our foundational black Americans. This is a Latino sister, a Latino ally. I stand corrected, pardon me, a Latino ally. Speaking truth to power. La raza be damned.
In my group, without taking on the brunt of that group. But usually, when you take on a broad spectrum statement, that's why there is a fun little beauty in being ethnically and racially ambiguous. And that comes in the form of multiple racial groups thinking that they are in a comfortable zone around you because they think that you are some way relative to them. I have heard white people say the worst I've ever heard behind closed doors because they might have thought I was white. And I have had so many different groups of Hispanic and Latino people in Los Angeles specifically say around me because they thought that they were in close company. I lived in the heart of Hollywood through Trump's run. And let me tell you something. It was literally vomit-inducing. The amount of Hispanic and Latino people that were in front of the CNN building.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, I fucked with Trump.
Because of colonialism, they've been ravaged and corrupted.
Just a little bit.
You know where some of those
stuff.
people are coming from to seek refuge to become citizens. And you also know, probably, how hard there are quite
Man, listen, y'all heard it here, man. Y'all heard it here, man. Y'all already should know. I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to turn it into a freaking whole motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Political thing here. But listen, this is what it is, man. Like, at the end of the day, we gonna be on this conversation heavy. I ain't gonna lie. We not gonna let y'all get away with these lies, man. We not gonna let y'all get away with these lies. I'm sorry. We not doing it no more. Like, nah. We good. We good on all that. Clark Kent, you gonna say, oh, Grandmaster Flash is Belizean and this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? What was Grandmaster Flowers? You said it yourself. He was the original Grandmaster. We never said Kool Herc was not Jamaican. We said Kool Herc did not start hip hop. He was just credited with it for that party. You know, it's like when you saw the company and stuff like that, right? You know, you already got the idea in your head for a year, 2 years, but you go and register it. With the tax, with the IRS, so that you could be legal, so you could be documented, because now you're like, okay, this is something. Basically, all Kool Herc did was register hip hop. He the nigga who had the clean papers, who had an ID or whatever to go to the IRS office and register hip hop. That's it. He had the clean image. You know what I'm saying? Niggas selling crack. Niggas probably, you know what I mean? Sniffing coke, doing heroin and all that shit. Niggas wasn't, you know what I'm saying? You know how this shit go, man. Niggas really in it. Creators create, man. Sometimes a creator don't have the leverage of organization and stuff like that, man. Creation comes out of the chaos. That's why chaos is a major part of this world. That's why chaos is needed. That's why you need chaos. Because out of chaos comes beauty. Out of chaos comes love. Out of chaos comes understanding. Out of chaos comes creation, and that's why they both begin with the letter C. Nothing is by accident. Nothing is happenstance in this world. You could break anything down to a mathematical equation. But what I will be doing, I will be calling out all of these co-conspirators like Fat Joe, like Busta Rhymes, like DJ Clark Kent, who's on this active mission to rewrite hip-hop history. We will not let you rewrite hip-hop history. Even though Grandmaster Flowers died in the 90s and a lot of people could not find his history, not only will I be looking into him, but I am pretty sure our good brother Tariq Nasheed is already 10 steps ahead of me with looking into him. He spoke about the lost years and Disco King Mario. Thank you, Miss Brittany Chavez. We must protect our culture. Our kids need this culture. I live in the war zone in New York. Well, no, I'll say New York City. In the Bronx. I live on South Side. It's no secret. You know what I'm saying? My shit is public record. I mean, everybody know me. It is what it is. So I won't be, oh my God, what is going on? Like, dude, everybody knows me. It just is what it is. But over here, it's so much talent. It's so much it's just a magical area. Fordham University, so much talent. Right across, like Fordham University, Ivy League school is right across the street from where J. Rip died. God bless the dead. right across the street from the war zone where all of these Bronx drill records like is recorded. That comes from chaos. But these co-conspirators trying to take our culture that we're trying to hand down to our kids. Because like these little kids in this war zone going through all these wars, guess what? They never had to sell crack. They never had to sell coke. They never had to scam anyone. Now, yes, they've committed violent acts towards one another. They did not rob their grandmother. They're not robbing their mothers. They're not out here snatching cell phones like they used to back in the days. I know some of us 30-year-olds know about that. Them sidekick twos, yeah. Yeah, it's a reason why T-Mobile started putting a little wristband on them to keep it on your wrist. Because niggas was snatching that bitch, you heard? And running. That was the hustle. Them early bloods and all that, yeah, what's the time, player? $150 across your face. They didn't even know you. So sometimes we gotta kind of give these kids they kudos. Yes, they found the way. You know, they destroying each other, whatever the case may be. You know, before these kids can see whatever. But they took this culture, they took this hip hop culture, and they monetized it, making. I'm gonna say thousands of dollars on YouTube, but thousands of dollars. You don't gotta pay rent. You're 16 years old and you got $20,000-$30,000 legitimate. I don't even know if they got to pay tax on that because they so young, do they? I don't even know. That's a good question. I gotta ask them, man. I ain't gonna lie, that's a good question. I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, they pay taxes. But then they only had it for like a year, 2 years now. This just started 2020, so yeah, they probably would just I don't know. Pretty sure they ain't paid last year. Anyway, I say all that to say this. This is why we gotta protect the culture. You know, people like Disco King Mario, throwing parties, b-boys, young adults, flashing at the parties. Kool Herc had to adopt to FBA culture. That is a fact. That's a whole fact. Kool Herc and Kool Herc says that himself. And like and that's why I be really tripping. Like, yo, these co-conspirators trying to rewrite history and stuff like that. Like, dude, Kool Herc rides around here in a white truck, like the white kidnapper van truck. You know what I'm saying? Like, he will tell you himself. He will let you know that it was already going on. You know? And then you have these people trying to like rewrite history, trying to market hip hop as if it can't be marketed globally with Black Americans creating it. Like it would be some type of inferior art form or something like that if we give the initial credit to Black Americans. Or is it that resentment? Or is it the fact that dude was bullied and my fault? This y'all got me slipping, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't want to like that, you know what I'm saying? Freaking dentist, whatever. I'm supposed to listen. Niggas getting, it's a lot getting done and all that, man. So if you peeped it, you peeped it, or you know what I'm saying. Anyway, nigga like, damn, niggas man hypersensitive. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, I've been on here long enough. That's the whole point, man. Cause I'm losing motherfucking train of thought and all that shit, man. I've been on here long enough. Listen, we will be in Atlanta September 30th. We protesting. Fat Joe, we gonna let our voice be heard. The cash apps in the joint. It's probably gonna be in the description or whatever the case may be. Donate, you know, or don't donate or whatever the case may be. Share the post or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta let our voice be heard. We gotta let these people know that we are not letting them rewrite history. Shout out to our brother Tariq Nasheed. Everyone go get his book, Foundational Black American. Get Ivan Van Sertima, they came before Columbus and all that. Get to know your history. I'm gonna go and research this Grandmaster Flowers dude, because I'm not even gonna lie, I did not know much about this guy, whatever the case may be. Even a Disco King Mario dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been hearing his name a lot, and I've heard his name like before, like in the past and stuff like that. But you know, you always want to go by like the mainstream narrative, right? You always want to go with like what everybody knows, because you know when you having conversations with people, when you having conversations with people, you name drop these people they don't know about. It kind of takes the conversation in a weird direction. But now that my foundational Black Americans really understand that 6 years of hip hop has been lost, well, guess what? We gonna go find it. Anyway, it's been a blessing, man. This was actually probably like, and how minuscule the freaking numbers are to y'all. To me, this meant a lot. Was my most streamed broadcast to date, or whatever the case be. I appreciate everybody joining the broadcast and stuff like that. I will be back later. I know I keep saying I'm gonna do this video with this freaking white boy, me and him going back and forth on live stream, speaking about not only Latinos not being around at the early stages of hip hop, but Italians not being there as well. And he doubled down and said Italians back in the days was not racist. And I actually have the clip, right? I have the clip here. It's actually loaded. Like if you look, I'm gonna give you a little sneak preview real quick before I get up out of here. Right before I get up out of here, let me show you something. If you look at this tab up here, that one that says 84, the two that says 84, whatever the case may be, that's the video source with like where everything came from. Michael Francis said it. So we gonna break that down. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? We gonna, that might be matter. That's gonna be my Sunday night banger right there, man. I'm gonna try to, nah, I ain't gonna battle Tariq and nothing like that. Listen, from 8 to like 11, 12, I'm watching these shows. Fuck that. You know, shit. I'm still a fan. But anyway, man, it's been great, man. I appreciate everybody showing up or whatever the case may be. And if you donate to the Cash App or whatever, my phone is like over, it's back there and stuff like that. I didn't really get to see it. But I'm pretty sure none of y'all freaking donate anyway. It don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it don't matter. It ain't about the money. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, God gonna make it happen. And we gonna be out there talking about Stop the Capping. Please look up Demons of the Mind breakdance group, because that Asian group got their ideas from. I'm gonna look into them. Demon of the Mind. Right before I get out of here. That's why I love the FBA family, man. Y'all, I do it for y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all want me to research or whatever the case may be, and best believe I'm gonna go out there and dig that mother up. And even if it gets 3 views, and that means it's just me, you, and YouTube who watch the video, it's cool with me. Jamaicans call out Sky. Look up Clement Seymour Cox 1 dot interview on a tube. Gee, oh my gosh, I'm trying to write down. I gotta write down Demons of the Mind. Let me see. Hold on. Demons of the Mind breakdance group. Hold on. All right. So Demons of the Mind breakdance group. Some Asians, right? That's that. And then my guy, Waterson Jones. Jamaicans call out Sky. But who's Sky? Who's Sky? Who the heck is Sky? And but he's alright. Clement Seymour Cox 1 dot interview. Alright, bet. Clement Seymour. Alright, bet. Yeah. So I'm gonna look that one up. I'm gonna look up both of these or whatever, and and later on I'll be back with another video, another live, whatever the case may be. And if y'all want to tap back in, and you can always send me a question, send me write in the comments, what would you like my next video to be on. Just put suggestion dash, and then whatever you want me to do a video on, or whatever the case may be. I work for you people. I'm a servant of the people. I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the Lord. I'm a man of my community. There is no me without you, and there is no America without us. With that being said, 40 to the family, 80 high to the guys. FBA all motherfucking day. Peace and reparations. Black is beautiful. Never forget that.